It's Heaven's World. Say what? Simply Heaven's World. Who's she? She's fabulous. She's glamorous. Super fashionable. Fantabulous. She's admirable. She's blessed. She's heaven. That's me. I'm heaven. Come on in to my world. Hello, 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 and welcome back to Heaven's World. If you like to see how I created this luxurious tablescape using only Dollar Tree treasures, over to your right you will see a list of all the items that I used to create this romantic tablescape. If you guys are ready, I'm ready to dive off into it. Get all of your materials and let's get ready to make this beautiful tablescape. Let's get started. Now you want to make sure that you cut all the stems off of your artificial leaves. I thought I'd done that before, but I guess I didn't. So bear with me. You want to cut them as close to the leaf as possible, because what we're about to do, you don't want to use any of the stems. Just take your time. We're almost done. All right, now let's get started. You want to grab your small votive and you want to place that leaf on the inside with the dark part facing out towards the glass. You're going to put a little dot of hot glue on that leaf right in the center and press it down at the bottom of that votive. You're going to be using 2 leaves in each votive, so you will do the exact same thing that you did just a minute ago. A little dot on that leaf, put it opposite of the other leaf and press. Perfect. All right, let's grab that second votive. It's going to go on top of that one, but before we do that, we're going to want to now you want to repeat that same thing. A little dab on the outside of that leaf. Dropped it. A little dab on the outside of that leaf. Adhere that to either side of that votive. Just a little dot is all you need. You guys, please bear with me. It's allergy season out here. And I, like you all know, if you've been tuning in, I have asthma. But I'm going to make it through this video. Trust and believe. Let's just adhere it. Now you want to place one on top of the other, top to top. Make sure the leaves are all on the inside. Nothing's poking out. Now you wanting to use, here I am using Gorilla Glue. I do not suggest using Gorilla Glue. It does not adhere very well. And if you're going to use Gorilla Glue, do not use it along with your hot glue. They do not work together. Trust me when I tell you this. Now you want to take that glue all around the rim of that votive. My suggestion would be to use E6000. That works best. Now make sure it's very secure. And you just want to continue to adhere the 2 leaves inside of the votive, stacking them on top of each other. And you want to make sure you put that E6000 or Gorilla Glue, whatever you're using, in between the 2 sets and adhere them together so they're tight and even. Also, you want to make sure that to take a look back, step back from your project, just to make sure it's straight, because sometimes when you get items from Dollar Tree, they're not level. So you want to just be cognizant of that. Make sure that you are paying attention, because I hate for you to get to the end with the line with a leaning tower of Pisa. I'm just saying. This stuff is so sticky. All you have to do is rub your little fingers together and get it off your fingers and then move on. Now you want to take the medium-sized votive and you want to put the E6000 or Gorilla Glue or glue stick on the rim of that final small votive, and then you're going to adhere that medium votive to the top. Take your time, there's no rush. Make sure it's level, make sure it's tight. You may want to take a little time in between applications to make sure that it's dry. Don't do what I'm doing, okay? You want to make sure that that glue is completely dry before decorating, applying your decorations. And I'm just using a little bit of glue, hot glue, to adhere the rhinestones around the seams. And it's really your own vision, whatever you envision. This is your own personal masterpiece. This is the time that you can use your creativity. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you want. I'm just applying them around the different seams where the tops are joined and where the bottoms are joined. And I like bling. You can never have too much bling for me. I am that girly girl. Okay. I thought I slipped that in. I've been dying to do that. Take your time and make sure that you are putting the rhinestones on level. You may want to bring that up to eye line to make sure when you're turning those rhinestones, you're not slipping down or going up too high. You want to make sure you have enough glue on there to adhere the both tops together. That's what happened to me. And plus, I did not wait for the glue to dry completely. That's why I'm having issue. Do not do what you saw me do, okay? Make sure that the glue is dry completely before trying to apply any of your decorations. Save yourself, okay? The hassle. This was horrible. It was taking me forever. You see how it's wobbling? Don't be in such a rush. Just take your time. You want to grab your saucer. You want to put some E6000 around the rim of the bottom of that glass. And I would do that first before starting to build your tower. So first you want to start with your plate. But I was going off the cuff. I was creating this as I go, and it was so high I needed some stability. So I decided to go ahead and use that salsa to give me a stronger foundation. So you want to just do that first and then start to build your body. There I go back in with a little more bling. Like I said, I loves my bling, okay? Love my bling and bronzer. And I'm just taking that rhinestone and I'm splitting it. So whether you want to go, this is a 3-strand, I only wanted to use 2 or maybe 1. You just cut them apart and use them how you see fit. See, like here, I'm using only 1 strand. And you just want to hot glue a little bit at a time. Until you are completely around. Like I said, there's no right or wrong. It's up to you. I started to create these items because I'm starting my own event planning company. And I wanted these extravagant items to decorate with because I try my best to create a unique, a luxurious kind of vibe. And of course, I'm a baller on a budget at this point right now. But I don't want that type of environment. I love elegance and sophistication, the luxurious life. So I said, I'll just create it. And plus, I could not find what I wanted, just the exact thing that I wanted. And I knew that I could create that. So I branched out and I stepped out on faith. And that's what you're seeing me do. I'm preparing for a baby shower. And this will go on the parents' table, the honorees. So I want it to be romantic and elegant for them. And I'm just playing this by ear, like I said. And it's coming to life. It's my vision. I can't wait to see what it comes out to be. Right now, I have no idea. But we will see. And a little FYI, my event planning company is named Chic Vibes. So if you're in any need of a designer, a special occasion, or any type of event, whether it's weddings, baby showers, graduations, what have you, give me a shout out. Leave me a message down below under my comments, and I'll be more than happy to get with you and see what type of vibe we can create for your special occasion or event. Because it's all about a vibe. It's the atmosphere. You want to always continue to check and make sure that your tower is not leaning and that it is sturdy. If you're going to go ahead and decorate before it is completely dry. But I do not, let me emphasize, I do not suggest that you do that. I was just pushed for time. Normally, I would wait before decorating. right, now that one is going to dry and we'll get started on our next project. And this is going to be a candle holder. And we're going to use exactly the same theory, but we're going to use the thin candle holders. Now you want to make sure that your items are clean, free of fingerprints or lint or anything like that. Okay, you want to clean both the top and the bottom. I kept putting fingerprints all over it, so bear with me. You're just going to go ahead and do the little dab-a-junior again with the 2 leaves in the head of that candle holder. And then you want to take that small candle votive and you're going to adhere that to the top of that candlestick. Make sure those leaves are all tucked in and give it just a little press. Make sure that it is even. Sorry, I lifted up out of the view. Wanted to make sure that it was on straight. Now you want to take that medium candle votive. You want to put a generous amount of E6000. In this case, I'm using Gorilla Glue. I do not advise that, okay? And a little bit of hot glue if you're going to use the E6000. It will help it to adhere faster and you're able to manipulate it and move it and decorate it sooner. But if you do not use the glue stick, you want to make sure and allow enough time for that E6000 glue or the Gorilla Glue to dry completely before trying to decorate it. Just please save yourself the heartache, the strife, the headache, because trust me, it is a headache. Oh, shout out to Cardi B. Separating the strands of rhinestones. Like I said, your vision is your vision. You can decorate how you desire to decorate. I tend to want to cover up any of the seam. Because seams are not that appealing to me. But it's all up to you. It's your vision, your masterpiece. So go wild, use your creativity. And artwork is always your perception or your interpretation. So go wild, have fun. Decorate with anything. You can apply pearls, you can use rhinestones, you can use spray paint, gold, silver, whatever color, rose gold. Of course, I would say rose gold because pink is my favorite color. So I'm loving me some rose gold. Okay? But any type of jewel or shiny gold, it doesn't matter. Just let your imagination go wild. I'm just giving you a foundation. The rest is up to you. And I wanted to add, I always like to mix mediums, so I want to add a little nature in with some bling and some fab sophistication. So what better way to do that than adding the leaves on the inside of the votives and then decorating the outside. It just adds that little extra ambiance to this luxurious, sophisticated tablescape. And that's what I'm going for. Like I said, it's a whole vibe that I'm trying to create. And hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. Hopefully. Well, let's carry on. I'm just continuing to decorate, design, whatever you want to call it. Just take your time. It's best to get it right the first time, but if in the event that you make a mistake or error, what I did find using the Gorilla Glue, it was easy to correct any mistake because I could pull it off and with a little bit of alcohol, wipe it down and it would take all of the glue off and I could start from scratch. I'm not quite sure if working with E6000 will do the same. I'm going to have to test it, check it out, and we will see. I'll let you guys know. All right, now we're going to go back to our tower. We're going to start to build. This is going to be a bouquet, okay? It's going to hold a flower bouquet. And so what we're going to do, we're going to go with the same concept. We're going to put a little dot of glue on the leaf and we're going to adhere it on the inside all around the glass. We want no empty pieces. When you look through that candle holder, I want you to see nothing but the leaves. Just take your time, use as many leaves as necessary to accomplish this look. Now this is where you will take your styrofoam ball. I did not have a styrofoam ball and they did not have any available at Dollar Tree. So I had to use what they had available. So what I'm going to do is use a stick to pierce the bottom foam, half of the foam, and then I will adhere the top. So I got two halves to make a hole. But like I said, if you are able to find a small round styrofoam ball, please do that. It just makes it a lot easier. I'm just adding a little bit of glue to the stick on the inside so that those two pieces won't move. Now you know you cannot put glue on the styrofoam because it's just going to melt the styrofoam. So I just stuck the glue gun in the hole that I'd already made with the stick, and then adhered the stick to the inside. You see what I mean when it fell apart? You want to put the glue on the stick in the hole, and you won't have that problem. I'm just going to slide that in. Like I said, I do not want to see any of the glass. And also, if you have toothpicks would probably have been better, and just use about 5 or 6 toothpicks all around to stick those two pieces together, and I didn't think of that until now. Better late than never. I'm trying to slide that leaf down on the inside of that glass between the styrofoam and the glass. Like I said, no glass showing, nothing but leaves. You don't want them to look and see that styrofoam at all. Trust me, it's going to make for an excellent presentation in the end. It's these little bit of nuances that's going to make all the difference in the world. This is where I'm trying to figure it out. Like, oh, okay. Just a little bit of glue goes a long way. Put it on the inside of that hole that you made with the stick. Now slide that stick right back through that hole. And voila! Phew! That's done. Just a little dab at the bottom of that stick to help hold that stick in place at the bottom of the candle votive. But that's not really going to be an issue once you start adhering the flowers. Now you can choose any flower of your liking. I love lilies. I love exotic flowers. So I chose to do lilies. And I love tulips also. Tulips would have been beautiful, but they didn't have any tulips either. I'm just cleaning up around this glass. Like I said, no styrofoam should you see. So do whatever you need to do in order to accomplish that. I'm so tongue-tied for some reason. Bear with me, you guys. And you're just going to place those flowers all the way around. You want to put a little dab of glue once you have the flower already in place, not before. Because if you put the glue on the flower stem, it's going to melt the flower stem, okay? So what I did was stick the little stem in the styrofoam, and I went back and glued it. Worked famously. And you're just going to work your way around, building up that round bouquet of lilies. And just eye it. You want it to be full. I'm working on this small surface. I didn't have a big table in my YouTube studio, so I went with what I had. So, and Post Chanel, my little puppy, my little golden puppy with the pink bow, she was such a trooper. She's my pal. I can't have any pets due to my breathing issues. So she was the closest thing. And she's so cute. Isn't she cute? That's my baby, Chanel. She hung out with me the whole time. Hey girl, hey. And you just want to continue to add your flowers until you're satisfied. Now, I always like to put a little contrast to bring out the natural look, and I add a little bit of greenery. So I want to take all the leaves that were on. I use everything, trust me. I throw away nothing. So you want to put a little dab of glue on the leaf, and you want to stick it in between the flowers. And you're going to see it's going to add so much more realism to this bouquet. Well, as real as fake can get. You know what I mean. And you just eyeball it and work your way through. Just take your time, there's no rush. I find doing DIYs therapeutic. It's so calming, and it gives me an opportunity to create. I love working with my hands, and visualizing something in my mind and bringing it to fruition. I find it satisfying, gratifying, and any other fying. I'm being goofy, but that's me too. Just work your way around. Now it's time to create the desired look that I'm going for. I'm going to take a leaves vine and wrap it around the base of this flower tower. Yes, I just made that up. That's a heavenism. You'll see that I do that quite a bit. And just to make sure it holds in place, a little dab goes a long way of hot glue, okay? Just a little bit, just to make sure everything's going to stay where you put it. Because when you're transporting, you don't want to have to get there and start hot gluing. However, you want to make sure that you have your utensils, your materials with you, just in case. Anything can happen, and you want to be prepared, okay? I made 2 candle holders. I made one off camera just to save on time, or this video would have been extra long. So we have 2. We're finishing up on our flower tower, just a little pieces, fine pieces. All right, now we're on the last part. I decided to make a 4th piece. Took another one of those votives. I had an extra one sitting around. I just glued some rhinestones on the votive surface and then adhered that to one of the smaller candle votives to give it a base, so to have a little bit of height, because I like playing with height when I'm creating a tablescape. All right, we're at the finished product. What do you think? It's gorgeous. I went ahead and put some optional items on the table. I wanted to make it complete. So I added candles, white candles. I added some electronic LED lights with the little candles that are gold and silver. I like mixing gold and silver with crystal and pearls. So it's my vision, so it's your creation. Do whatever you feel. Now I also added 2 cylinders that I turned upside down and put candles on the inside of them. And I also put little tea lights on top. I also had 2 round bold votives. I flipped them over and put tea lights on top, as well as 2 LED candles on the inside. And then I just added a couple of tea lights here and there. It just makes all the difference. Have fun. So what do you think? I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Now, if you liked this tutorial, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a new video. Until then, God bless you. You guys have an awesome day. Don't forget, send me some comments below. Let me know what you think. All right. Bye, my little angels.